Mm-hmm. You might need it. Who knows? It's a crazy world out there.
Oh, I'm gonna
What?
cry again.
No.
But I'll let you guys in on like we'll see like Lotus I'm playing here. I actually played a different version of her in another campaign, and she died at second level. So it's like I had her brother,
Oof.
her older brother, tag in. So now it's like okay, I've achieved something. She survived past second level, so can only go up from here.
Yeah, Akia won't let you do anything too dumb. Suicidal, I'll say. Won't let you do anything
Oh,
too
believe
suicidal.
me, she wouldn't want to because a certain Tabaxi librarian.
She has so much to live for.
Yeah.
Yep. That and also the whole thing with like. I'll share it with you later on, but I wrote a little bit of a short story about that little thing I've been hinting on about the fight that her and her mother had, like before she got here. Once some narratively appropriate stuff happens, I'll share that with you guys because I think you'd like it.
Yeah. We're all dating vicariously through you and Watto.
Hey, I don't think we got a new Faxpiration question this week.
You are correct. That's why I have to roll 1d 300 right now.
Oh shit, we're doing it live.
Doing it live.
Yesterday we got result 298 out of 300. So let's see what tonight brings. Let's see. We got result 271. As the facts inspiration question is coming about, who feels confident giving us a recap of our previous session for 1 point of DM inspiration?
I am capped.
If everyone is capped down, I guess you could earn an extra Faxpiration die as well if you wanted to do the
Here,
recap.
I'm at a 2 of 3, so
Same.
unless if anyone's lower than me, they can take it.
I mean, you usually just roll it off and crash this game.
All right, I'll go ahead and give us the roll. We'll see which
Rollies.
of us does it
Uh-huh.
Ooh, and I have tonight's result as well. I'll put that in the Faxpiration channel.
I'm abstaining. I'm good.
then. All right, I guess you got it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that was
Trauma.
appropriate after what I said.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm. Very interesting. Okay. Well, last time on Rime of the Frostmaiden. I honestly don't know how this got started, but we were looking for the mucus of ice toads. Knobberknocker and Akia knew, or at least had the best approximation as to where we could find some. Eventually, after a few hours of travel outside Dugan's Hole, we did find some. In addition to, I guess, the quote-unquote king of the ice toads and some of his loyal subjects. He was saying that he'd be willing to hand over his royal mucus but we would have to defeat him first. If we did not succeed in defeating him, he would eat us. So it was a fight for our life. Yay! So that happened. There was a lot of mucus throws, booger throws, tongue shots. It was a whole thing. But eventually we were victorious, and I'm not sure if the intention was to kill or maim our opponents, but they at least surrendered and were willing to give up the mucus, which Knobberknocker and Akia were able to harvest. And then, honestly, we were just kind of talking with the toads, which was weird enough as it was. And also trying to determine what our next steps were going to be. We decided that we would head over to Goodmead, since it was relatively close by, and then from there we would go north to try and retrieve this ingot shipment that's been missing for a few days now. So we at least wanted to try and accomplish that while we could. So along the travels, we encountered an owl bear. Avalis spoke to it. It told us that it was running because it knows that there is a white dragon, an ancient white dragon that lives in the area. So we didn't. It did not want to be caught out, just roaming around while that thing shows up, and neither did we. So we decided to pick up our pace and head to Goodmead. After a little bit more travel, we arrived. Thank goodness, not encountering a white dragon. Thank goodness. And just tried to sell ourselves in for the, I guess, late afternoon / evening. We went to, I'm trying to remember what this was now. The Shrine of the Flaming Sword. And looking, well, we tried to see if there was someone there, just because we were exploring the area, and we found someone lying on a table, dead, with a bunch of wounds on their chest. And that's where we are now.
That was a perfect recap. Please take a point of DM inspiration. You might need it in tonight's session. It is a useful commodity. Excuse me.
Oh, nope, that's not 32. That's not right. 3.
Now, a factspiration question for tonight. What is your worst childhood memory? The deeper you get in the factspirations, the more spicy they are. Let us begin with the Lotus.
Ooh, I got a whole bunch of ones I could use, but I'll use a new one here that I kind of thought of during the recap. So I would say this one would be when Lotus was in high school in Baltimore. She'd gone to a public school, and she was the only dragonborn in the entire school. So what had happened was one of the bully kids had being a bully, had asked her, like, hey, can you tell me if Dragonborn have boobs? And she didn't even wait. She just clocked him one. And yeah, it's like a whole thing started, and she ended up getting suspended from school for a while for that.
Man, even in like a fantasy version of Earth, there has to be those type of kids. And I feel like it's appropriate. Lotus, you have earned a factspiration dice, and even though this is a fictional version of a character, I still feel bad that happened to Lotus. But let us continue. Let us ask Avalas. Avalas, what is your answer to the factspiration question?
So that is probably the easiest question for Avalis to answer. The most painful thing for him would be the destruction of his village by the Duergar. He doesn't have many memories of it, obviously. It was a long time ago. He was very, 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 very young, even for an Eladrin. So, little images here and there, more like hints and whispers of memories. But he just knows the trauma and that his people are pretty much gone, which is why he identifies as a Yeti. And yeah, even his book that he kind of taught himself Sylvan on, and the only link he has to his people he gave away. So that lets you know really how much he. I don't know. He's a nurture over nature guy. So.
Some of the best of us are. Well, let us give you a factspiration. Oh, looks like you might already have it. Oops. There we go.
Yep.
No problem. Okay. Let us move forward to Akia. Oh, and to designate that you have 2, let's just go into defreds. Let's go to class features, and let's just give a bardic d6. There we go. So Akia.
I'm gonna say. I wish I had more time to come up with something else, but because I hate to like just say the same thing over and over again. I'm gonna say just the time being out in the wilderness alone, and just wondering, wondering, if he has if they have value, if they're if there's a point to their existence, if there's a point for them to exist, if the person that created them no longer wants them, that sort of thing. Just being alone in the wilderness for months with nothing but that.
Man, I feel like this was the serious feels question of the campaign of the Faxpiration. So definitely take a Faxpiration there for Akia, and hopefully with this information that we now know, that we now share, we can dig a little bit deeper into this world that we know as Icewind Dale. Now, before we get started, any questions, comments, concerns, everybody?
Oh, I did not go.
Oh, sorry, Alicia, sorry. My brain just did a fart.
No, it's all good. Oof. I guess this is a little bit of spoilers for Alicia. They were born as an intersex individual, meaning that they have both well, they don't fit into the male female binary category of gender.
Kia was going to ask you about that. That was going to come up.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple of signs here and there, but yeah, growing up as one with 2, or I guess outside of the binary system of gender, wasn't exactly easy, especially for a growing into puberty Alicia. Even though they were an orphan, kind of growing up at the church, interacting with people outside of it was a little difficult when they figured out what was going on with them, and that's why they kind of became a little bit more insular and turned to scholarly studies to kind of not interact as much as they needed to. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for right now.
Yeah,
And the mystery of Alicia continues.
Yeah, no joke. My I have a list. I was keeping a list of my what's up with that questions, and that was going to be I'll just go ahead and say they were going to be like, so I consider, I go by the them they pronouns because and absence, and they were going to ask Alicia if they don't have any as well, if they're also absent.
I guess
It was gonna be like so we're friends, right? And friends can ask each other about
personal issues. Yeah,
I got kids in the room. They're babies in the room. But yeah,
they're asking Papa, "What's that mean?" But yeah, I guess I'm still kind of doing a little bit of research of kind of understanding more about it, but from my understanding, their genitalia may not like match like would be on the outside. So I guess you could either say they either don't have a gender or they fit both genders. It's very peculiar. But when it comes to social norms and stuff like that, people who kind of find that out can take that in two different directions or more. And yeah, life has been interesting for teenage Alicia.
No doubt. No doubt.
Friends can ask friends about
Yeah.
genitals, right?
That's a friend topic, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Only the
that
best
dude
of
that
friends.
asked Lotus was definitely not her friend.
That's friends with certain benefits.
Oh man.
You didn't fit the criteria.
Okay. Well, everyone, now that we have learned this about Alicia, we have given out Factspiration. Now I believe that we should be able to come back to the land of Goodmead, to the Shrine of the Flaming Sword, and to think of this cold open. The biting wind of Icewind Dale claws at your face, seemingly tearing away at the layers of warmth you've bundled yourself in. The ground is hard and unyielding beneath your boots. The stark beauty of this place undeniable, yet it is a beauty that conceals harsh reality. Sitting alone upon the frozen lakeshore of the Redwaters stands an aging building, the shrine that you find yourselves in. A steeple, haunted by black crows that circle and caw ominously, reaches up to the structure's peak. A skeletal hand reaching towards the icy heavens. It is in contrast to the mead hall that Akia knows all too well. Give me one moment, everyone. I think my dogs are going to kill each other. I will be right back.
Ooh, don't need that. Doggos would play nice.
Really like the light animation for Akia's light source over here. That's so pretty. Looks like I'm underwater.
Oh yeah, why the hell are you guys all the way over there? What would it be with the rest of the group?
Because it's too bright over there. Alicia.
It's like your amazing radiance is blinding them.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
There's no color over there.
I don't think.
Sorry, everyone. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but 5 of my dogs were entered into mortal combat.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to go get one of them. Okay.
I mean, I do see that Lotus and Avalos are pretty mayonnaise.
Mhm.
Pretty mayonnaise. Oh, no. Okay.
They're asking why Akia and Gaiman are way over in the top left, and I was saying because everyone down there is sun bleached by Alicia.
Well, I turned off my light source, so I don't know where the rest of this is coming from.
Sure.
I think mine should be off.
So, everyone, inside of this shrine, the once vibrant icons that adorn the wall are now chipped and faded. They depicted the god of war, Tempest, wielding a flaming sword as a symbol of a past era filled with blood and rivalry. The shrine's interior is spacious, except for a single long table at its center. In our last session, you uncovered the body to reveal the speaker, Kendrick Reelsbarrow, a once mighty figure in the town whose life was stolen by the thrust of a spear. Time has worn away the shrine's relevance, as the icon's paint has faded. It no longer stands as a beacon for the war-torn rivalry between the town of Dugan's Hole and Goodmead. It is now a gathering place for the town events, its sacredness replaced with mundanity. This is Icewind Dale. So, heroes, what tale are you going to etch into history today?
We're gonna leave.
Thanks for setting that stage. We're leaving.
It is currently, to set the time for everyone, 9 p.m.
Yeah, I think we were planning on spending the night and then leaving if we didn't get dragged into something.
Sure.
Yeah. Lotus would...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, nope.
Yeah, Lotus would look around and, she would say like, well, I'll say this. I would hope, and she'll look down at the body, I would hope that this one's not going to be going anywhere, and while I normally would be adverse to leaving a dead body out in the open, with as cold as it is, you basically have an open-air morgue here.
Unless we want to get involved, we should not get involved.
Alicia is bent over, is looking at the body, examining it.
Oh, can we go to the map?
Oh, I am sorry, guys. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed view when I meant to press activate. They are right next to one another. We should now all be on the map, looking upon the body of the speaker.
Yeah, Lisa's...
Avalis is... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, Lisa's just examining the body.
I'll say Avalis is distracted because, he's seen dead bodies, but this statue of Tempest, that's not Sylvanas, and I don't think that's the Morning Lord. Is it?
No, that's Tempest, Lord of Battles, the God of War.
DM, is the sword currently on fire down here?
So it is kind of a mystical thing. Those of you trained in the divine schools of magic would recognize that this sword has a spell cast upon it. I believe it is called
Eternal
Everburning.
Flame?
Yeah, is it Everburning Eternal? Yes. It seems that someone has cast that spell upon it.
Yeah, Akia comes over ready to take some notes, so it's like, eh.
Yeah, Lotus will look up curiously and just do a quick sketch and just say so this is the God of War for your world.
One of them. There's so many gods, it's hard to kind of keep track of them, honestly. But
I thought there were 3.
There's many more than just 3.
Yeah, you see, the God of War where I'm from has a, say, very similar build, but looks a bit different. And she'll show you a sketch she made. It's this bald-headed dude with a big long beard and holding a magical axe.
And there's a bubble there that says, boy.
Yep.
Perhaps there is a town full of the gods, like there is here.
Possibly.
That would be interesting to see.
Avalis has a very juvenile understanding of religion.
But, well, I don't see this body going anywhere, but it was put here for a reason. I'm assuming someone is tending to it.
Yeah. OOC, unless y'all want to get involved, don't get involved. Y'all said y'all didn't want to get involved.
Poking a body with a stick is not getting involved.
Especially you. You said you really didn't want to get involved.
You're correct. I don't want to get involved, but as I said before, Poking a body with a stick is not getting involved.
It's a baby step towards getting involved.
No,
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway drug to get
you know
involved.
what? Gaming's all about gateway drugs.
That
You should
is
know this by
true.
now.
Well, Alicia doesn't hear anyone else in this shrine besides us. Do they? Or
You are completely alone in the shrine. There does not appear to be any courtiers or attendants. It is completely empty.
all right. Well, yeah. I mean, if there's no one else here to kind of talk to, and really, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get much else other than this dude was stabbed. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lotus would go up to you, Alicia, and she would ask you, like, so, how do zombies work on this world?
Ooh, that's a big question. I mean, there's many different spells, divine, or well, there's many different schools of magic. Mostly, necromancy is utilized in mending a body or bringing a body back to life. Sometimes that can be taken further to give false life into that body. This is going to be a longer discussion because then there's a whole talk about positive and negative energy and different planes that utilize it. And even also the gods that are of life and rebirth, but also those of death and destruction that utilize those same energies. We can talk about it as we leave.
Yeah, she nods as you're saying all this, and you see her furiously taking notes. All right, but I guess the most important thing is, should you still go for the head?
Oh, always go for the head, whether they're a zombie or not. Always go for the head. Always.
Yeah, Gaiman has a point. Destroying the head will usually, I do say usually, take care of any creature that is undead. But then, depending on how they were brought back, can also change how they can be put down.
If that is truly a god statue, perhaps, maybe not.
Well, just like what was the god ever done for me, eh? And look, I mean, he's a perfectly good sword. Nobody else is using it. I mean, what's a statue going to do with a sword?
Is it an actual sword, or is it just stone with the enchantment on it?
The
It
decoration.
appears to be a long sword that bears the continual flame spell upon it.
Oh, so it is a long sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, I stand by what I typed. Gamin's going to try and pull the flaming sword from the statue.
I mean, how would you sheath it?
You put it in the ground when you're not using it. You just like conk, stick it in the ground. Not like all the way, do or stick it to flame, but like if you don't need it, just conk into the ground.
Okay, so Gaiman, as you're going to pull the sword from the stone grip, if it's possible, please give me a strength check, as the NPCs that are watching you are just staring with their mouths agape.
I would love if he breaks it off at the wrist and just has to hold the wrist the whole time.
Okay, a 16 is pretty good, but as you are pulling from the stony grip, it feels like that sword is really stuck in the hand of that statue.
Okay, and So, because I was late, can I retroactively answer the faxpiration question to pick that up, or are we just moving forward?
Yeah, we can round the clock back in time just a few moments so that Gaiman may answer the faxpiration question.
Okay, so is this like meta knowledge, or is this something of something everyone that knows? Just to clarify.
This is meta knowledge, so not everyone will know this.
All right. So, Gaiman's worst memory as a child would be the night that his entire tribe was slaughtered.
I could see how that would be the worst night of Gaiman's life, 100%. So, Gaiman, you do have a faxpiration die available to you if you wish to use it.
All right. I will roll that d6 and add it to my 16 and see what happens.
Absolutely.
So 19.
Okay, a 19 is enough to break the sword out of this thing's grasp. As you pull it, the fingers kind of break along with it, and you have a longsword that has had the spell Continual Flame cast upon it in your hand.
What is everyone looking at? He wasn't using it.
Well, good job, Gaiman, but I'm not sure how the townsfolk might feel about that.
Also, the god himself.
Yes, you are likely divinely cursed.
Gaiman's just gonna shrug. Gaiman just shrugs, and he's like, well, I mean, if a god decides that it would like a sword back, I'll give it. Otherwise, I have a good sword. Use.
Gaiman, you notice that the heat coming off of the blade is actually, well, non-existent. It does seem to give off light, but the blade itself is not warm. It doesn't feel like it's going to burn you at all.
Gaiman's going to get real close and he's going to sniff at the fire, and then he's going to like take his offhand. He's just going to stick his pinky into the fire.
You do a quick pinky check, and the fire it's not hot.
Okay, Gaiman's going to try and, with his offhand, grasp the blade. See how that feels.
It is a strange sensation as the flames lick about your hands, but they do not burn you.
Gaiman's going to start like waving the sword around, saying, "See, look, I could like write a name," and he's going to make like fake cursive twirls or what have you with it. Does it look like the statue has like a scabbard attached to it, or anything like that, or is it just that sword happened to be in the hand of the statue?
That's a great question. The statue itself does have a empty stone scabbard scaled for the statue. The statue is roughly 15 feet tall.
So it looks like the longsword would, fit in there.
It looks like whoever made the statue did not make the statue with the sword in mind, because the sword is actually a little bit smaller than the statue. Okay. Because it's fit for a person, a humanoid, to wield, versus this 15-foot tall statue to wield. So the scabbard would almost comically hold the sword, where the sword would kind of... I'm trying not to use an analogy in my head that I'm trying not to say about
children.
A hot dog in a certain place in a house.
Got it.
Okay, in that,
So
in that
I'm
case,
guessing-
Gaben will be on the lookout for scabbards.
Continual flame, I believe. Is that on Alicia's spell list, correct?
I don't know.
I feel like it's not a spell that people take too often.
It's on the
is.
druid spell list.
I mean, I'll,
Yeah, so,
I'll roll it, but I don't actually. Yeah.
Yeah, clerics, wizards, artificers, and the basic rules I am seeing here. So you guys would know how this spell works. So you guys could tell Gaiman, if you would like, that Gaiman could put the sword into a scabbard without the flame going out.
This is funnier.
Yeah, at this point, Gaiman's hoping that he might find an appropriate scabbard. He doesn't know if it has to be like a special magical scabbard because, special magical fire. So he's just, he's got Lucille back in his scabbard on his back, but he's just sort of like holding the sword in two hands, just sort of walking around with it.
That's awesome. Well, party, is there anything else that you choose to do here in the shrine?
Play with Kuma.
Okay, it sounds like everyone is kind of ready for the scene to move forward. The NPCs will look to you all, and one Mr. Blarton will look to Akia and say, Akia, is there an inn in town that you know of, a good one that we could stay at?
A good mead inn.
If you would like, I have an inn ready for you. If you would like that information.
I think Akia would just say, I don't know.
Divine intervention rolls forward as Danica Greysteel, acolyte of Selune, would say, "Oh, I've actually stayed at an inn here in Goodmead. The Shivering Selkie. Have you any of y'all stayed there?"
It sounds cold.
It's a misnomer. It's actually quite a nice place to stay.
And Lotus grins widely, and she's like, "Okay, would we be able to get some good mead there?" She says, acting like it's the funniest thing she's ever said.
Why, of course. I mean, you can't go to good mead without getting good mead.
Cricket.
Tough crowd.
I mean, is it all mead good?
I don't really drink, so I don't know.
Oh, well, we should fix that.
I guess we will head to this Shivering Selkie.
Still sounds cold.
It sounds very cold. As you all step outside, you do notice a strange occurrence in the sky. In the snow clouds that are dropping white powder down upon the region, there appears to be an odd weather effect that you haven't seen before, or haven't noticed before. There appears to be like streaks of red lightning kind of pulsing in the sky.
That is peculiar.
Yeah, Lotus will look up and say, guys, is that normal?
Maybe we should get inside.
It looks like an omen.
Is there a check associated with trying to understand weather phenomena?
Yeah, same.
I'm assuming it's
I would
nature.
take either a nature or a religion check.
Ooh. Do I have advantage being
Someone-
an Arctic guy?
I
Someone-
should have said I used a DM inspiration, but I didn't. So it's not coming to me.
Apparently, I got a dirty 20.
So, here's what you all would know. Avalis. Lightning typically does not come in that color. That's strange. Alicia, you might be distracted at the moment. Being in the shrine of, well, a member of the Pantheon that is normally opposed to the Thander, or someone who doesn't align themselves with the Thander normally. Lotus, perhaps maybe you had a conversation with Mr. Watto about this, but he spoke with Tempest in his readings, and the Lord of Battle was known to ride down from the skies on his armored warhorse. By the way, his armored warhorse, normally the size of an elephant, and his coming was signaled by red lightning bolts as he pierced the veil of the sky.
Told you, divine curse.
Yeah, it's like remember that her eyes will go wide, she'll look over at Gaiman. It's like, Gaiman, I think someone might be coming back for that sword.
Did Gaiman summon a god?
Well, I don't think we should be outside to find out.
I mean, in all likelihood, it's probably just an avatar of a god, but still lethal.
Well, like I said, if they ask for the sword back, I'll put it back. Otherwise, I'll have a useful sword. Why is everyone looking at me like that? I mean, it is a perfectly useful sword.
It's just the red lightning in the sky is odd.
All right, and so we've had like in this fucking winter. So, what else is there?
We got to
Good shit happened.
insight check the lightning bolts.
You're gonna insight check the lightning bolts. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
to see
tell you.
to see if it's angry or if it's.
I will tell you that is nigh impossible to insight check a lightning bolt. Unfortunately enough. It looks like you best get inside. Is the feeling that you all are getting from the nature phenomenon that appear to be happening at the moment.
Avalis will comfort Red.
He is definitely probably one of the NPCs that is huddled as close as he can to anyone who will hold him, because this is kind of a scary moment. As you approach the Shivering Selkie Inn, it's a charming two-story structure fashioned from sturdy pine, its roof blanketed by an ever-present layer of snow. Smoke lazily drifts from a tall stone chimney, and a frosted window glow warmly against the biting Icewind Dale chill. A swinging wooden sign depicts a seal-like creature, a Selkie, mid-transformation into a human. Its expression, one of joyful anticipation, as if welcoming weary travelers. I'm sorry, everyone. Anytime I have to say anticipation, I've got to say it that way.
Why doesn't he just say it?
Oh, so good. So do you all head inside?
I would like to ask real quick, as we were walking here, did Watto seem scared of the weather phenomena at all?
Oh, yes. Watto would say, I believe that we have erred in our decision-making here. I believe that Tempest is a angry sort of god, based on the readings that I have had of him. And
Guys, I'll be right back. Sorry, I just found a tick on me. Gotta remove it.
oh my gosh. that is crazy. He will say, Gaiman, good luck
Divine
removing that check.
curse.
I hope that it is just some weather and nothing more.
Yeah, hearing that, Lotus will just lean over and then just wrap her tail around his waist and just pull him close, like, "Oh, you don't need to worry. I'll keep you safe."
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
In all likelihood, if it is an avatar of a god, we are all dead. Don't worry, Red. It will probably be very quick.
Oh, I'm hoping that I get to live long enough to flower and to show my next plant that I've been growing.
If the god comes, I would just stay very still. Find a pot.
Then maybe they will think I am an ordinary plant.
Yes. No talkies in that case.
Okay, I will. As this conversation continues, let me welcome you all to the Shivering Selkie Inn. Its interior is described as such.
It's a baby gaming.
Upon entering the inn, that is the image of Gaiman that we had Leah draw, and I think I like it. It makes him look a little bit larger. Oh, as you enter the inn, you are greeted by a gust of warmth from a massive hearth dominating one of the walls of the room. The walls are adorned with fishing nets, buoys, and nautical charts, while the furniture is rustic but comfortable, carved from the same pine as the building itself. A long bar runs along one side of the room, displaying a vast array of meads and ales. As you enter, you are greeted by a smiling, stout woman, probably in her 50s. And she says as you enter, "Welcome to the Shivering Selkie. I'll be your host for the evening. How can I help you?"
Good
We
evening.
seek warm rooms for the night.
Warm rooms, you say? Well, those we have in abundance. Are you seeking anything else? Perhaps a meal? Perhaps some mead?
Oh yeah, I need some mead, and also, Alicia, you said you don't really drink. You should have some mead with me, just a little.
Sure, why not?
Now, Alicia, are you sure? You don't feel like you should have to force yourself to drink if you don't want to.
I've been hearing quite a bit from other people in Targo saying that the meat from Good Meat in particular is quite delicious, and I would be remiss to at least not attempt to try some. But not a lot, though.
I have some fermented birch sap if you want something different.
I will take that into consideration. Thank you.
Probably sounds about as delicious as it is.
I just realized I'm actually proficient in brewing supplies. So there's a chance that Akia was involved in brewing one or more of the casks in this place at some point.
Sure.
Because they haven't been gone that long.
The bartender would actually look upon you and say, "Oh, well, my never. That's Akia, Thane of Good Meat, is it not?"
Akia doesn't really respond to that particular phrase. They just sort of look around, kind of uncomfortably.
Well, I am guessing by your company here that you are all the group of Thanes that we have been hearing about. The people who have been going about solving problems, kicking butt, and making the Dale a better place for everyone.
All the day's work.
Well, if we're going to have some local celebrities here, maybe we should liven up the place just a little bit. And she yells, Lynn, can you get some music started? And some music begins to play from the back.
Akia goes from being very comfortable playing with Kuma to immediately uncomfortable having to put Kuma back into trinket form to come inside with the rest of the party.
And OOC, Matthew, you've never read the Drizzt books, is that correct?
Actually, I have read the first one.
Oh. The first one being the Dark Elf trilogy first one, or the first one being the Icewind Dale trilogy one?
The underground one.
I gotcha. So you can, what's it called? Empathize with a certain Dark Elf ranger and his love for his icon of power.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, as you are all looking around, you see that there's several patrons. There's some a bard playing music. You see that the owner, Bela, is flanked by her son, Kale. Kale appears to be a large human, broad-shouldered, bushy beard, and with a consummate smile on his face.
You look like you could arm wrestle.
Oh, I've been known to arm wrestle a couple of people in my days. I've not won very many times, but I'm always up for a challenge.
Hearing this, Lotus will step, taking the obvious hint, Lotus will take a step back so you can get into position here.
I mean, he hasn't even begun to drink yet, so I mean, first things first.
Absolutely. They have a special this evening here at the Shivering Selkie. Tonight's special is the steamed redwater crab and a stout glass of a good mead honey brew.
Oh yeah, hearing that, Lotus's eyes go wide. It's like, oh, thank the gods. It's been so long since I've had some good crab.
So the owner would look around to everyone in attendance. A special for everyone?
Gaiman will shrug.
I've never had crab. Is it tough to eat? I mean, I'm all for honey brew, but not the meat part. Never had crab.
It's an experience in of itself here, and some of the quieter members of the staff quickly bring out a few of the redwater steamed crabs for the members of the party. They appear to be, to us, viewing from the outside, lobsters, and they have brought with them tiny little hammers for you all to basically smash these things until you can get to the sweet meats inside said crabs.
Uh-oh.
It still has its armor on.
I would say DM if you'll let me. Being a native Marylander, Lotus just cracks her knuckles and she just takes to it with a surgical precision.
And somehow she's able to produce some Old Bay out of nowhere.
Yes, I have a magical endless decanter of Old Bay with me.
We spoke of this before the campaign began. It is the way. And with the steamed red crab, they bring out some glass mugs that they seem to have somehow kept frosty to serve the honey brew to everyone. And with that, if there is no role-playing pieces or challenges that you all are going to challenge any of the patrons of the bar to or anything like that, we can move forward.
Gaiman, after having had food and alcohol, will in fact challenge the gentleman to an arm wrestling match. 2 out of 3. That's 2 out of 3.
Okay. He will put his arm down on the table. He's got a pretty beefy arm, and he will throw out his strength check. He is not skilled in athletics. Let's see what he gets here. I get to 17. It's not too bad. Oh, but Gaiman, you're able to, in this first round, easily poop his hand down against the bar.
Alicia, explain to me this game.
Wait. Oh, what they're doing. I believe it's arm wrestling, where it's a test of physical strength. So as you see, both of them have their arms on the table, and then on the count of 3, they go and trying to pin the other one's arm on the opposite direction.
Why not just rip the
I
arm
don't know
off?
if Gaiman would be a dick about it, or whether he just would kind of like leave his arm there, just like. Well, I could fail as well.
I don't know if you can even get a 1 on the.
I mean, it wouldn't be a 1, but it'd still be technical failure. Yeah. So Gaiman is not just gonna slam his arm down, but he's just gonna leave it there, immobile. Watch the guy straighten a little bit, and he just slowly press his arm down.
Sure. He'll, after the match is over, he'll shrug his shoulder, kind of do a couple of shoulder rolls and say, you're a strong one. I haven't been beaten like that in a long time. Good on you. Here, have an ale on the house.
Gaiman will accept and down it in one go.
Excellent. You will see walking through the Shivering Selkie is a bard singing various tales and songs. This appears to be the bard that the owner had signaled to earlier, Icewind.
I don't think the aim of the game is to actually cause physical harm to the other. Though,
because it would be more effective if you just tore the arm off.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, that's more like when you're in the pits fighting other blokes.
Yeah.
And Gaiman comes over with a glass of mead or a mug of mead and go put it down in front of Alicia.
I do know some people get a little bit rowdy in their cups. Occasionally, violence does break out if one loses in those type of games. So you're not too far off the mark.
Yes.
As Alicia just kind of stares at this mug.
That has happened in my tribe before too. Too much birch sap and a yeti might go wild and kill another, and then it is set upon by the rest of the tribe.
Wait, oh. So a yeti gets drunk, beats up another yeti, and then the tribe beats up the yeti that attacked the other yeti.
Yes,
Do they like kill the guy that gets drunk?
if a death was caused, there is usually some sort of, Akia, what is the word?
Oh, yeah, eye for an eye and whatnot.
Yes. And with that, he takes a big swig of his birch sap.
I love it.
The storm appears to be getting worse.
Perhaps
That's
the
it.
divine curse will come upon us soon then.
I mean, you keep going on about this curse business. I mean, is there really anything to it?
Gamon's gonna stick his head outside.
Yeah, so the snow seems to have continued and increased in its frequency, and that red lightning that was present has continued to crackle among the clouds ominously.
I know what the solution here is. At least I think I know what it is. But I rolled a 2. I'll give its wisdom check. So no.
It's fine. If we want to get to that iron tonight, y'all gotta go to bed.
I would say Lois is probably here, just making conversation with the barkeep here, and would have said like, "So, I hope your husband hasn't been caught out in this weather."
Oh, unfortunately enough, I lost my husband a few years back. He was
Oh.
fishing on the Redwaters when the lake was frozen, but not frozen enough. He went out there to cut a hole in the Redwaters to go fishing for some knucklehead trout, and he fell right into the water.
I see. And she'll take and light up one of her cigarettes and take a drag and say, "Well, you have my condolences, but I will say your son still seems to be in good spirits. I mean, I know what it's like to be raised by a single mother."
Yes, he was already a grown man when it happened, and I wouldn't say that he has become numb to this type of occurrence, but here in Goodmead, going through the ice is a common occurrence, as I'm sure it is everywhere in the Dale.
She'll nod and they'll say like, "Well, I guess that's fortunate in a way. I lost," and she puts a little bit of heavy sarcasm in the word, "my father when I was very young."
I'm sorry to hear that, dear. She puts her hand onto yours. Did you have a mother to raise you?
I did, but it was hard for the both of us. You know, there were times when we got along, times when we fought, and I admit it's been so long since I've seen her. The last time I did it, she sort of trails off for a moment and then shakes her head. It's like, it didn't end so well.
Well, I hope that when you get to see her again, that you're able to bury the hatchet.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's thank you. The meat is wonderful. And then she'll get up and come back to join the others.
Oh, Avalus beckons the bard over to the group. She saunters over and says, "Oh, hello, everyone. Any requests for the evening?"
Yes, it would please me to hear a song of my home. Do you know Blood on the Snow? Or Icy Claws of Death?
He looks
Perhaps.
at you and says,
Wait. You see Claws of Death, or I see Claws of Death? Like they're coming in, like Frost.
The second one.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Maybe Shivering Soul of the Avalanche.
Gaiman, didn't you say that you had something to tell Avalos the next time you had alcohol?
Yeah, but there's a lot of others around, you know.
Akia will hesitate for several moments and say,
No, not
Do-
you, mate, not you. Just like, you know, others, like people that aren't with like the group.
Oh, and he shushes the bard away.
Well,
Oh,
no, I
alright.
mean, if you want a song, fancy a song. I mean, I don't want you to be like not to get it.
It is okay. It is mostly yodeling and screaming.
She says, "Oh, I think I can do that," and she begins to yodel and scream. But your DM will not yodel and scream because that would be annoying.
Thank God.
It's like home.
You got a funny one, mate. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I mean, we played a lot of goat bowl when I was growing up, but I mean, that is something else.
Yes, it does seem a little different than perhaps your experience.
So, like, I need another drink before I do this.
So Gamon's going to get up and he's going over to the bar and he's going to go get another drink.
Oh, can I get like a double of like mead, please?
Right away. And she will begin pouring you a large mug of mead. And it should be noted that the mead is quite of a balanced beverage, kind of balanced between sweet with notes of salty and, of course, a nice, strong alcoholic burn.
Gamon will come back over, sit down, sort of look into his drink, think for a moment, take a long pull, and then set it down. And sort of get himself situated to talk about something.
Right. So, like, I think you and I have had, you know, kind of similar bad experiences. So, yeah. The reason I'm not like living up here is like,
And you're going to see Gamon like try and count on his fingers, and he's eventually going to give up.
let's just say, some years ago, dark dwarves, special metal weapons, slaughtered my mum, my whole family, the whole tribe. And truth be told, honestly, I'm not up here for, you know, helping others. At least that's not what I originally came back. But I need to balance the scales. My mum, she gave her life, protected me, and I hid like a gutless coward while everyone else was getting slaughtered. And after I saw my shot, I just scarpered, kept heading south. And I disgraced myself as a Goliath, as a warrior. So yeah, but truth be told, that's why I'm here. Got a score settled.
I am very sorry to hear that. That saddens me. But I imagine that hiding was the bravest and hardest thing you had to do, for it kept you safe and honored your mother's sacrifice. And now you are able to get revenge. And I would like to help you with that if possible.
Oh, it sounds to me like you got your own score settled.
My people were also killed. The village wiped out a long time ago. I recall very little of it. I was found and embraced by my new people and family. I do not remember my mother or father. I assume I had them, but it was so long ago. You have met my mother and father now. I would be remiss if I didn't invite you over for dinner at some point.
Maybe. Don't feel like it. I don't want to be an inquisition. Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
Maybe. One thing at a time.
Does Avalos put two and two together about the dwarves at all, or?
I would say yes, because it's it does not appear that the Gaiman was trying to make it some sort of mystery. Yeah, it sounds like you both had similar upbringings there.
And I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I don't think Avalos has told you about his, like, exactly what happened with his people in detail.
No. So.
Okay. God, he does not want this to sound like a one-up contest. My tribe were also slaughtered by dwarves. Maybe the same dwarves were what killed my people. All I know is they were small and dark and hairy.
You mean like the one we saw in the mirror?
Yeah.
And
Avalos never saw a dwarf in a mirror.
Oh, so Lotus will just give you the rundown real quick about how, like, we were in Elven Tomb and saw a mirror that was activated by moonlight. We got to ask a bunch of questions, and one of the questions that she asked was, like, who killed Gaiman's mother, and showed the image of dwarf with the dark skin.
That sounds very similar to the image in my memory.
I would say the strange thing about it was when the mirror showed us, he seemed to be looking back. Now I'm worried he might have known that we found out about him.
Good. Saves me having to look for him.
Now kind of recalling this description, would Alicia be able to recall anything in particular about that, I guess, ethnicity of dwarf?
Yeah, I would say no check necessary here. You guys are all citizens of the Forgotten Realms. This sounds like they are speaking of Duergar, or dwarves of the Underdark.
Those are Duergar. Surprised I didn't realize that sooner when we were looking at the mirror. But what would they be doing top side, I guess. Normally Duragar reside in the Underdark.
Well, I mean, to give you a little bit more information about my situation. My tribe, we were traveling about at the time. We had taken shelter in a series of caves to get out of a especially nasty blizzard. So I guess we were at kind of at their doorstep.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Gaiman, Lotus will look over to you and she'll say, Gaiman, it is terrible what you went through, but remember, like, whatever it is you're going through, you don't have to face it alone. We can help.
Listen, it's not that I don't appreciate the help. It's just these lot are fucking dangerous. I don't want to get anyone else killed on account of me. You know.
My tribe has experience with the Duergar, you say. Maybe they could help at some point.
You know, all I'm saying is, if someone volunteers, that's one thing. But I'm not going out of my way putting anybody else in harm's way if I can help it.
You are well, I've never really had friends, but I suppose this is what they are. So I would be pleased to help you.
I mean, not even just so much helping you, if they are a threat to 10 towns and the region. I guess us being the thanes of our respective settlements means we have at least some kind of duty to help people when they're in need. And if they're going around attacking different tribes and other citizens of the Dale, well, we should probably step in.
Yeah, just like
So, whether you like it or not, we may get involved.
right, but like, have there been like people saying that they were doing shit recently? I mean, that happened to me a while back. So I'm just trying to be like mindful. Like, I got a problem with dwarves because of this. Like, I have trust issues, but like, I ain't about to kill somebody who ain't done me wrong. You know, unless they look at me funny, in which case, you know, maybe they'd be in the tent. But I don't think we just, you know, wholesale slaughter the entire people because, you know, because of some motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that may be a bit extreme.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're all bad motherfuckers. Kill them all. But I mean, you know, right, like I said before, balancing the scales. That's what I'm here to do. Balance scales.
Well, I'm all for a little bit of scale balancing, and Lotus will finish off her cigarette and then put it out and then hold up her mug and say, if I may, here's to the damned, to the lost and forgotten. And then she'll hold it up for everyone. People like us.
Wait, you're right here. How can we forget you?
We're not lost.
Yeah, we're all right here. We're not lost in the woods or nothing.
Yes, we are in good meat. Have you had too much meat, perhaps?
Right, yeah.
At least you will look at Lotus and just give her a smile. Understanding what she meant, but just found it hilarious that the others have not.
Yeah, Avalis has a high wisdom, but it's Yeti wisdom. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, just seeing like the bit of the awkward moment, she'll just take long drag off of the mead.
Akia was actually looking around for a tankard to. It's like just awkward.
You feel in your hand, Akia, a tankard appear. And as you turn around, you see that your friend, Knobberknocker, gives you a nod as he hands you that tankard.
Akia will say very quietly to Copper, the part with the forgotten resonates with me, but perhaps a toast to oh dang it, I forgot what I was about to say.
A toast to
being known, newly being known with just trying to allusion to the new business that we have formed.
Hear, hear.
You hear a hear from all of the NPC companions that you have made.
I must say, this meat is, well, delicious, quite strong.
Are you feeling violent?
I hope I'm not feeling violent.
That is good.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, you know when you're feeling violent. At least I know when I'm feeling violent.
If it was on a scale of... If it was on the scale of a Chewinga to Gaiman, I would probably say I'm more towards a Chewinga at the moment.
If you like it a lot, I could possibly recreate it in our travels. I've learned a lot while staying here.
Maybe every once in a while. I've seen what alcohol has done to some people in the past. That's not exactly a road I wish to travel down, but and in times like this, like celebration, I definitely feel it's good.
Yes, it is often hard to travel roads when you've drank too much.
I probably
Right.
won't be able to tell when it's appropriate, so let me know, and I can combine my skills of brewing with my alchemy jug and produce a good bit of honey mead.
Yeah, the trouble is, like, every time I go drink it, and then I have to go, walk someplace afterwards, roads are always like wibbly wobbly.
Gaiman understands.
I mean, why can't they just make, straight road?
I agree. Why do roads curve? What is up with that? He points to Lotus, right?
Like, Lotus would just shrug. It's like, look, I don't really know much about infrastructure. Like, believe me, if you think roads are complicated here, whew, I can tell you about how they are back home.
Oh, are we playing that game again?
I mean, if y'all want to. And she shakes the little dice bag.
I don't know.
I was hoping to go to bed soon.
That's all right. We can. Like I said, these dice aren't going anywhere. We can just do it another time.
There's little air quotes, bed.
Do you require sleep?
Sort of. I don't think this is the first night that you've spent with the Kia. I think
No.
you've seen the. But
The
you asked the
stationary,
question. You
like,
asked
on
the
guard,
question
yeah.
anyway.
It's more of like a shutdown period, yes?
Correct. I also find it's more relaxing to sleep when the weather is inclement.
Atlas will nod like he knows what that word means.
Well, I do agree. I guess we have a bit of a day ahead of us. We should probably get some rest.
Very well. Songstress, that is enough yodeling and screaming. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for your patronage. She walks away.
She's been doing it this whole time.
The whole time, just, yeah.
Oh, for immersion, I should have put on like the Ricola yodel 1 hour.
God, for some reason I was thinking it was like Mongolian throat singing or something.
Oh, that would be awesome too.
Okay, we'll stop that. All right, well, everyone, it sounds like you all are going to head off to bed. The only question I have is for Gaiman.
Yeah.
Gaiman, will you take a hag crystal hit this evening, or are you going to try to withdraw from it?
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna roll wisdom because unburdening himself had an impact. What exactly, I'm not sure, but it had an impact. And then that will inform my con save in terms of physically resisting it.
Sure. That's a good wisdom.
Yeah, I would say that this has been cathartic, and unburdening himself has done good things for his psyche. So I would say, I mean, would you be okay with me rolling with advantage for my con save to physically resist the hag crystal?
Yes. This is a Constitution saving throw to try to basically hold off the symptoms of withdrawal.
Okay, 16.
A 16 is enough. You are able to hold off the symptoms of withdrawal. And we were doing the math here. We checked your sheet. I've seen how many hits you've taken. I don't want to, inform everyone else in case they haven't been taking stock. But before you lay down to bed to sleep, can you give us a wisdom save?
I don't know if I can give you wisdom save like last time, but
Okay. So, Gaiman, here is what happens to you as you finally drift off to sleep. You step onto the first stair of a spiral staircase. The staircase is leading up into a darkness. Chill permeates the air as eerie whispers and the faint echoes of distorted laughter assail your ears, seemingly coming from every direction. Do you go up or down the spiral staircase?
so it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. It is a I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, let's not poke that there. I was not fishing for a both ways joke.
Mhm.
Important question though: does Gaiman have his flaming sword?
Of course, he has his flaming sword.
Okay. The laughter, does it sound like it's coming from below or from up above?
It seems to be coming from every direction. If you'd like to try to hone your senses to see where it is coming in stronger, you can give me a perception check in this dream.
Something tells me I can't tell.
It could go both ways. It could be coming from above or below. So what does Gaiman think? Up? Oh, there we go.
We
I
go
love
up.
it.
We go up.
We go up. Excellent. The stairs are slick with an unseen presence. Soon become treacherous underfoot. Each step is a test of balance and nerve, as if though the staircase is determined to impede your ascent. And you can feel that the air is growing colder with each passing moments. Just for our information, Gaiman, can you give us an acrobatics check just to see if you are able to maintain your footing on this stairway?
I cannot. Wow. After that D20, after that nat 20, just all been downhill. Downhill.
So, Gaiman, you go to reach your foot to step onto the next step, and your feet slide out from underneath you, and you begin to descend down the stairs. Shadows dance and wreath around the walls, taking on sinister forms. They are twisted figures with grotesque features. As you're trying to make out their features, you notice that they have small horns growing from their forehead, protruding lips, cat-like eyes, and hunched backs. Sound familiar? They are reaching out towards you with elongated claw-like hands, trying to taunt you. Can you give me an athletics check to try to slap their hands away?
Normally, I'd have faith in this roll, but I don't know.
Okay, you're able to slap away the hands of these grotesque figures. This vision begins to reach a crescendo of sorts. The figures back away, their taunts growing louder and more menacing as a blinding flash of light engulfs the staircase. And with it, you feel a rush of ice-cold water hit you in the face. Inside of it, you can feel this small slapping of tiny fish as it's poured upon you. And when you awake, you are in your room, and standing next to you, with an empty bucket, is Icewind Dale.
What the fuck was that for?
Oh, I'm sorry, Gaiman, but you were thrashing violently in your bed. You were sweating. I mean, look at your bedding. It's like a pool.
Hold on, I have to check something.
Good God, that's a lot of sweat.
He says, you were screaming about a staircase, about figures in the dark.
Oh, I was screaming. Jesus.
And Gaiman, as you awake, you maybe just catch a glimpse of it out of the corner of your eye. You see that your hands have intense wrinkles running up and down them, and I need to apply an active effect to your character.
Oh God.
Has Alicia heard these screams during the night?
Give me a con save to see if you are in a deep mead sleep. Oh, I would say that you have the choice there. Are you awake or not? Gaiman, you should be able to read the feature that has now been put upon you with the active effects, Hag Crystal Stage 1.
What time of day is this?
I would say this is roughly 3 in the morning. This has happened. Mm.
I would probably say Alicia would wake up from that, especially if there was like any particular commotion. We'll kind of like lightly, if we, I'm assuming we have like separate rooms or something. We'll just like lightly knock on the door. Is everything all right?
Nakia will also. It's probably in a room with their B team. They'll probably come to the door too. Did you also hear the screaming?
I did.
Because they don't actually sleep. They're fully aware in rest mode.
Eamon, is everything okay in there?
No, bloody well isn't. I was sweating in my sleep.
I'm opening the door. And
Oh.
Alicia will open the door and I guess see this. Did he actually have fish in the bucket?
Yeah, there was fish in the bucket. It was like a bucket full of cold water and fish.
So there's the fish flopping on the floor.
That is true.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yep, makes perfect sense.
You guys agree.
It doesn't make sense.
How dare you say it doesn't make sense?
I'll just leave it for now. But yeah, it just
Gaiman.
looks like Gaiman.
I've seen your body do amazing things, but you were sweating fish?
Yeah, I guess so.
Icewind Dale says nothing.
You know, my question for the next game was going to be what magic you use to make yourself grow larger, but I think it has changed to these fish now.
No. When I rage, I get big, but that has nothing to do with fish. Clearly, it was the crab I had last night. So, I guess crab. I'm clearly allergic to it. Can't have it anymore because it makes me sweat fish.
There is just a list of experiments that Akia needs to do that involve feeding Gaiman different foods.
Alicia would like to make a medicine check on Gaiman. I would also say an insight check to see if what he just said was true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But
no,
he's
he's not lying. He's just stupid.
Yeah, but more. They would like to do the medicine check at least.
Absolutely. I think that would be okay.
I think for this, I'm gonna spend a damage for advantage. I at least want to roll. Oh, no. 22.
You believe that the effects of the Hag Crystal are intensifying based on what you are seeing from now that Gaiman is beginning to be covered with these intense wrinkles.
Definitely don't like this. In their opinion, does it seem like the current scrolls they obtained, would those still work as this thing is kind of progressing, or is there a certain point of like no return?
You think that what could potentially cause a point of no return is if Gaiman were to imbibe more and more hag crystal until his body completely metamorphs into not Gaiman anymore, into some sort of hag thrall, as you're seeing his body change bit by bit, night after night.
Okay, so these initial changes, we're still in the period that it is reversible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But meta here, now Gaiman can see that he is starting to get stronger from these effects.
Gaiman.
Oh, I haven't. Sorry. The item doesn't want to open up on the page, and I'm afraid to click it, and then it would like share it with everybody.
Oh, I gotcha. Let's see. Player characters, Gaiman. Oh, if you hit the unlock and then the little
Oh, okay.
pencil, can you read it? I can also copy and send it to you.
Yeah, that's probably best.
Yes. So you have gained that and a slight bump to your physical strength. Now, standing in the hallway is most of you, the B team, and I'm guessing most of the PCs. Do you all continue to conversate, or does everyone wish to go back to bed so that you can get an early start in the morning?
Probably go back to bed.
I imagine that, not to kill the moment here, but it's like I imagine Watto and Lotus were busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in fear of letting the stink out of the room, Watto would definitely not open up the door.
Avalis just stayed asleep.
Avalis can dream easily because
Yeah, he grew up with Yetis. I mean, a little noise isn't going to get him out of bed.
Mm-hmm. And you have a bush watching out for you.
Listen, his grooming style is his own thing.
That is true. That's true.
There's a little product called Manscaped.
Manscaped. Okay.
Wait, you've clearly never seen No Best with the Zohan. Mine needs the beast.
Oh, I don't think I've
That's
seen
not that
movie.
big. No. My bush is the beast.
That has been a while since I've seen that film. All right, everyone. Well,
It's been a while since anyone's seen that film.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it stuck with me. I just thought it was funny that he's like commenting at how massive his pubes are. It's like it's good for the ladies. It's cushion. That's his argument.
Hey,
I'm digging a hole. I'm gonna shut up now.
I was gonna say it's you got to think of everybody in those type of encounters, not just yourself. Okay, so you all able to go back to bed, and
I think
no one
at the very
go
end,
ahead.
Alicia will be like, believe the hag crystal is starting to physically change your body as well, Gaiman. Maybe we should talk about this in the morning.
All right.
And yeah, Alicia will pause for a couple of seconds and then eventually leave.
Right. I love it. Dale is going to probably stay up for a little while just to make sure that his buddy Gaiman is okay, and you guys can all gain the benefits of a long rest as the day comes forward. Now, here in the morning, let me just advance the time. We're at about 7 a.m. Does the party make any preparations or anything along those lines, or does everyone just push out. We're like, let's get the hell out of Goodmead before someone with a yellow question mark over their head comes for us.
Akia will be up at 4 after their 6 hours of resting, and we'll start doing some crafting. Can I get some rolls in before we take off?
Yes. So I would say you can make one crafting check. I believe it's an hour, up to 8 per day.
All right.
So you all can tell me what you are going to do here before you leave. Do you leave while it's dark? Do you wait until 11 when there is dim light?
I think Gaiman's gonna make it a point to like find all the fish from last night. So he's like lifting up the bed and furniture like one-handed in the room, and he's sort of realizing that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And he's feeling breakfast. I don't know about the rest of you, but he's feeling breakfast.
Can I use a Faxpiration on a crafting check?
I don't see why not.
He's hungry. He's not like ravenously hungry, but he will try and encourage everyone.
Breakfast is like the most important meal of the morning, so like we should have it.
It is. Before we head downstairs, we'll kind of make sure that, unless anyone else kind of wants to also be in the room as well, is just going to use the privacy of the room to talk to Gaiman. As I said before, that hag crystal is starting to change your body physically. Do you feel better with it, or?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to not take any. I haven't taken any since the last time I took some was the morning after we got back dealing with those wolves.
Okay.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty pissed off.
So it's been
kind of like betrayed by you lot. Because those wolves are bad news. They're going to kill somebody. They're going to kill somebody else if we let them. And he was taunting me.
I do agree with you there. One way or another, those wolves should be dealt with, but I don't think, maybe not at that moment, it was something that we could have.
Yeah, but I mean, you lot used magic on me. That was disrespectful. That felt low.
I can understand that, and I do apologize.
So I was feeling bad, so, I had some crystal before going to bed. But I haven't had any since then. Promise.
No, that's good. That's good.
Just like sometimes it gets too much, and it's like, can't white knuckle it no more.
I imagine that's what a lot of other people have the same feelings. In Icewind Dale, it's not easy to just make it through the next day, and I mean, these conditions, this eternal night, it's not making things any easier. So taking drugs is one way of hopefully getting through the day, but I think the hag crystal is something different. The fact that it is physically changing you is a bit concerning. I spoke with Dawnbringer Mashan at the Church of the Morning Lord back in Shander. She does have a way to remove it from you, if it is something that you would like. She did provide me with the materials that would be necessary to do it. Though I will admit, my capabilities are a bit limited with how this eternal night has been factoring everything pertaining to the sun. We can try it during when there's a moon. I believe there's a full moon in the next couple of days. But this is kind of up to you. Do you feel like you want to continue down this path and see where it leads, or
What, like, take your whole hag crystal?
hag crystal, but also changing you from, at least from my estimates, I guess the more of this hag crystal you're going to be doing, you're not going to be a Goliathan. You're going to be something else. What that is, I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to not be a Goliath. So, there's a reason.
And you don't have to make a decision now.
Well, I'm not making a decision. It's just like, I feel like using magic is like a shortcut. Like, I'm not strong enough to do it. So I'm using, I'm cheating.
And I totally understand that. That's why I'm saying, if you feel like you need additional assistance, I do have it. I can also get assistance from Danica, and we would be able to help you. But I want this to be in your hands. If you feel like you're strong enough to be able to deal with this, then I will encourage you with everything that I have that's not magical. But if you feel like you want something else to help rid of it, we're always here.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that I get you're trying to help. It's just, I know how I am. But if it's a good day, I can, tough it out. If it's a bad day, how bad is it? And depending on how bad it is, I mean, that might dictate the terms, you know what I mean?
That's fair. Well,
I mean, it's not like I sort this out. It's just, it was there. And like, I don't know. Sometimes you just want to not feel feelings, or you want to change how you're feeling. You know?
Lord knows that's correct.
So that was where my head was at.
Some days do get tough. I do agree with you there.
Maybe that's why I eat and drink and fight so much. I don't know.
Well, in either case, if there's anything that I can do to help you, please let me know. You kind of yelling in the night was a bit concerning. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, how would you feel if you were sweating fish out your paws? I mean, those are big fish. I got tiny paws. At least that's what Dale says.
That is true.
Small, delicate paws.
I may have to talk with Dale about that one. But no, I do understand where you're coming from there. But do know that we're kind of here for each other in this whole endeavor. Sometimes we don't have to do everything by ourselves.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of have to do some of these things on my own. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point?
That's fair. But just know that I will have your back. Even if you want to go it alone, I'll be a few steps behind you. You can lead the way.
That sounds good.
Now, about breakfast, shall we?
Yes. Lots of eggs, lots of bacon, lots of breakfast ale.
I guess we regroup with the others.
Absolutely. Everyone, you are able to regroup
Um,
at the Shivering Selkie Inn,
sorry.
unless there is any interruptions here.
I would say probably around the same time that Gaiman and Alicia were having their conversation. I'd say Lotus would be in bed with Watto, enjoying her usual morning cigarette. The mask would be off her face on the nightstand. There'd be a pillow over it. As she takes a puff, she's like, Watto, we didn't get to last night with the group, so how about you and I play a little game of what the fuck is up with that?
Okay, Lotus. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. You go ahead and go first, and nothing's off limits. You can ask me whatever you want.
Okay, Lotus. What the fuck is up with? And he pauses for a second to consider his question. You accepting to become the Thane of Bryn Shander?
Well, it wasn't something I had intended on at first. I had it'd been about a week or so since I arrived, and I had only really seen you in passing in the library. But I noticed a bit of an odd thing in some of the record keeping for some of the businesses. Seems like a lot of them had been paying out to some local bandits and looking into it, I remember something similar happening back in my world. So got an inkling that there was a what they like to call a protection racket. The ne'er-do-wells would come in, basically threaten the businesses, say like, you pay us some money and we'll protect you from anyone else coming to to steal from you or root or wreck your business. But it's really more that so that you're paying them so that they don't do it. But they're really doing it on the sly. Like, they were really smart about only sending one person into town to do it, so the sheriff was none the wiser. But I end up telling Sheriff Markham about it. We made a sting operation, and we managed to caught him and get him arrested. Last I heard, they were enjoying some time over at Revel's End.
Well, now I know that something about you I didn't really know before. My Lotus, a superhero, someone who shuts down the criminals.
Well, I guess I probably wouldn't have been able to do it without that thing. And she just sort of motions over to the mask under the pillow.
Mm-hmm. And Flavy has been following your directives here, not just activating whenever it wants, waiting for your commands.
All right, I guess it's my turn then. So Watto, you joined the Cult of Gratz. What the fuck is up with that?
He blushes and says, well, when I joined, I was ignorant and, well, maybe just dismissive of the rumors about the demon princes. And in my heart, I thought, how bad could they really be? And I was someone who wanted to adventure and wanted to, well, be more than just a librarian. So I made a choice, and it's a choice that I'll have to live with for the rest of my life, to become part of that retinue, those who sought the Argent Palace. And he pauses for a second. And the hedonistic ways of the cult, I mean, it wasn't a negative, I will say.
She'll just give him a wide smile. It's like, well, it's nice to see you didn't forget all those tricks.
He nods and says, well, maybe we have time before breakfast for one more trick. And then the curtain will fade to black as Watto will show you some of his Cult of Gratz sex moves. Okay. Now that is happening, was there any other interactions that the player characters wanted to get into here?
Well, Avalos just wakes up and has not as great a morning as Lotus.
I will say, I don't think having sex with a bush would be as well.
No,
No. An
It's-
actual bush.
It's another Twig and
Well,
Berries joke there, but I've made it before.
I think we're just downstairs eating breakfast. Wondering what's taking Lotus so long.
Absolutely. So maybe after a few moments, we'll set the clock to 9. Everyone can meet up and discuss their plans.
I would say to sort of explain why she was she and Watto were a bit late. She'd be like, "Oh, Watto was just showing me this trick. Come on, Watto, you can show them. Show them the thing."
He says,
Claws
of
and
course."
biting. I told you before.
No, no, the thing. And Lotus just sort of like mimics like as if she had hair, sort of like rubbing her head. You know, the thing.
Oh, yes. And Watto begins to whistle very poorly.
It's like check. These slime motherfucker.
Yeah. Because that's not what it sounded like.
I was outside your door listening.
Yeah, our rooms are very close together.
There's not a lot of soundproofing in this hotel.
I'm gonna burn a DM inspiration for this last roll.
Okay.
All right. So while everyone's just waiting, eating breakfast, Akia's off at a table working on something that would clearly be a hand grenade to OOC people.
Sure.
And at a point just before, or possibly right as Lotus and Watto appear, Akia will stand up and walk over to Gaiman with it. Gaiman, I've finished this incendiary grenade, and I was wondering if you would like to test it out for me before I start selling it in my new store. You know, sometime in combat.
Alright. It's not gonna like fucking blow off my hand, is it?
I doubt if it blew up in your hand, it would do that much damage. To you,
I mean,
anyway. To most
I
people.
was going to say, like, maybe you need like up the damage.
It would blow up most people's hands, but not yours. I feel that it would be most safe in your hands, even if it did go terribly wrong.
Alright, I can give it a whirl.
There is only one caveat. I do not believe you'll be able to operate it while in a state of heightened anger. The controls to set the detonator are a bit much for that. OOC, you can't use it while raging.
No, I got that.
It is a scroll of create bonfire, but it's for my purposes, it's just a little grenade.
That's super cool.
Oh, is the weather still fucked up outside?
It is still snowing, but you guys don't see the red lightning any longer.
Okay.
Shall we head out during this early morning? I did prepare a spell. Something that came to me during the evening. I believe it is possible. Oh, sorry. This will. Orf, when we were back in the blacksmith, did they have any ingots that were lying around?
Shander?
Yes.
They've been wanting those ingots.
They would not have the iron ingots, but they would have other ingots that they would probably be needing. So like copper ingots or tungsten, things like that, but they wouldn't have iron. So would you be able to accomplish this with like a copper ingot?
Well, I'm just gonna straight up say it. Prepared, locate object. Would just being seeing the, I guess, shape of the ingots, but not the specific metal type, would that still work? So if like it was a
yes.
copper ingot, it would still work for the iron ingots.
I think that this would help you out because you would still have an ingot stamped with the foaming mug of the battle hammer dwarves.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Like everything else is pretty much the same except for the type of metal that the ingot is. So, like, still has the register stamp, still has like the shape, size, dimensions of all the other ingots. It's just a different type of metal.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It kind of came to me early this morning that I may have a way of tracking down something if it's within a certain radius of us. So we'll have to get a little bit closer to where we think those ingots are, and then once we are, I should be able to hone in on them.
Yeah. OOC 1,000 feet's not a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to get closer.
Yeah. If not everybody. Alicia, Avalos, and Akia, we can all roll a d20 and see which one of us gets their shield doesn't break today.
Mine does.
Oof.
All right, y'all's break, mine stays. Man, these +1 shields, I tell you what.
They are useful.
Well, speaking of shields,
they just break constantly.
Speaking of shields, is there a general store in Goodmead?
Yes, there would be a general store in Goodmead.
So gaming is good.
It is called interesting. The the Old Horse General Store.
Emphasize that S.
The Old Horse General Store. Old Horse. Where's the
Wait, so you're saying it's a brothel as well as they sell general goods?
Yes, they have to make a living somehow.
I don't know if I want to go in there.
When you can't sell shoes,
I feel a bit uncomfortable.
You sell whatever you got.
Apparently, you're selling it all.
I was gonna say
will,
sometimes there has to be a rest period.
Gaiman will go, and he would like to purchase a shield.
Absolutely.
So he can have the flaming longsword in one hand and the shield in the other.
I love that. Okay, so you have your shield, and if there is no other preparations necessary, you all can hop onto your sled dogs
I guess
and
the
head
only other
off.
thing, real quick as we're going out, I'm trying to explain Watto. No, Watto, not that thing. Like the thing you do where you make your hair all poofy. That's the thing I was talking about.
Oh, yes. And oh, Watto will start generating some static electricity to give himself a huge cat fro all over his body.
And Rose will gently like scratch his head, just like, oh, it's so fluffy, it's so cute.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So, yeah, you guys can head out and begin your day. Uh, and
No,
let
no,
me ask.
Zenith. You can't catch the cat.
Ruff, ruff, ruff. Yes, that would 100% be what would happen. So, begin your adventure here. About 1 hour into the adventure, something interesting happens.
Good, because we got some expiration to burn.
I know. I know. We don't want to be like last night when you guys were just role playing the whole time. Uh, hmm. Asking other people to do your adventures for you. God damn it. As your party is zooming through the heavy snowfall of Icewind Dale, a sudden chill fills the air, more biting than the usual frosty winds. The snow beneath your sled dog's feet begins to harden, beneath the runs of the sleigh, beneath your own feet, and before you know it, it is encased in ice. Laughter echoes through the air, and out of the swirling snowflakes, a group of mephits appear. Your B team all to the side, trying to unencase the ice that seems to be present on your sleds, as the mephits are all flying about 20 feet in the air, all pointing and laughing. Now, let me ask you all a question. Does anyone speak the primordial language?
No.
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 Nope.
All of these fluttering mephits, and here I will pump up their art, are pointing at you all and laughing, and then speaking in this strange language.
I take it these are not the Chewingas.
No, most certainly not. This points at the 3 Chewingas that are on Danica.
They're looking at you like, what the fuck, bro? We're not those guys.
I mean, nature spirit. I'm like, who knows?
Can anyone translate or?
I've got nothing.
I mean, unless the animals, I can't do anything.
The mephits are starting to now point at your guys' feet.
All right, tell you what. I think if you'll allow it, I'll go ahead and spend this here since we just had a long rest. I will go ahead and use Master Watto's massive nerd brain. Saying like, Watto, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
Oh, I'm actually a scholar in the primordial language. Hold on. And Waddle will walk over and begin to listen. Oh, they're saying, look at all them. All frozen and slow. Isn't this fun? We've pulled a great prank upon them. Ha 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 ha. Look at them. They look so silly. How did they expect to get around with frozen rudders? Ha 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 ha. We are the best pranksters. That is appearing to be what they are saying.
that's not very nice. We're just minding our own business.
Yes, these creatures are known to be quite mischievous and apt to pull a prank on others.
Do you know if they are evil? Or are they just pranksters and jokesters?
I do believe that they are technically evil, but I believe that you all may be able to avoid a straight out fight if you could prank them or joke them back.
Prank them, joke them.
I mean, we got like what, thaumaturgy, prestidigitation, druid craft, all those little things. I could do little pranks.
Like, but out of character, I'm looking up what I can do with disguise self.
Unfortunately, I don't have thaumaturgy. That was going to be
Oh.
the next cantrip I was going to pick up at some
All
point.
right. I will cast druid craft twice. The first time to create a sound of a poot, and the second time to create the odor of a poot. On we'll say this guy.
Oh, okay. Upon breathable ice mephit, can you just give me a quick wisdom check as you're using your wisdom here, your casting ability, to
Sure.
see how strong these poots are?
Wisdom. Oh, sorry, that was a save. But,
No, that is completely fine. We can take that. The other mephits begin to grab their nose and they go ooh, ooh, as they all point at the mephit in the center who is holding his arms up like, "What? What did I do?" And the librarian Watto is saying, "Oh, they are all pointing him and saying, 'Dude, did you fart? That's gross. Why'd you fart?'"
my tribe always laughed at that.
You believe that you have pulled off one successful prank upon these mephits. Some of them are chuckling at this prank. That was a very good prank from Avalis. Does anyone else in the party feel like they have a successful prank or jest that they could pull on these mephits?
No. Alright. I think
You have to be able to communicate them via primordial, right?
To be able to speak to be able to understand them, they might understand a different language.
No, I think it would. I don't think it would be conveyed well unless you could talk to them. So, gaming will abstain.
Ah. So, hearing about not being able to understand, all right. Lotus will go ahead and it's like, all right, Flavy, disguise, and then mime. So I'll go ahead and cast first level disguise self, and basically what you see is Lotus will wave her hand in front of her face, and you see her changes into like the French mime outfit, it's suspenders and like the painted up face and everything. And then she basically just starts going to town doing the whole mime thing, the invisible box, pulling yourself with the invisible rope, that whole thing.
Oh, excellent. Can you give us a performance check at advantage?
All right.
As we see Lotus doing her best mime. Ooh, the
22.
the mephits all begin to clap. And in Primordial, as Lotta is transcribing to one of y'all, one of them is saying, "Who put that invisible force cage around that woman? That's so rude. Why would anyone do that? That's not a prank. That's just mean.
Yeah.
You feel that if you pull off one more successful prank, you will have fulfilled these mephits' love of jests and jokes. Matthew, you are raising your hand.
I've got something stupid. So I'll get a piton, and I'll jam it into the ice right here. I'm going to use my ice walk ability, that being attuned to the ice knife gives me, to help me out on this. I'm going to jam Python in here, hammer it in with my Python hammer, tie my 50 feet of rope around it, and then I'm going to get horizontal on the ice. So, like, you know how they film those videos to make it look like you're climbing when you're actually just piton? But you know how, like, you can film something to make it look like they're climbing, you rotate the video?
Exactly how they made Mayor West as Batman climb up the walls. I can't remember his first name. Adam West.
So that's what Akia, looking at Lotus's mime, is going to inspire them to do that, and just like throw the rope around each of his friends as they pretend to climb down the mountain and secure ropes to them as they have gotten stuck, and will motion for them to continue climbing up the theoretical mountain this way. Just a weird, stupid performance.
Yeah, give me a performance check. You may use your intelligence. Now, if you hold Alt as you go to roll your performance, you can change what skill it's rolled with.
Terrible.
Oh, did I say you could? You could have made that with advantage. Excuse me. Give me one more.
Okay.
One more. Okay, a 7.
It's very terrible.
They look at you and they go, you hear in Primordial, they say, "Boo, boo, that was terrible.
Pretty sure that translates.
We can clearly see that you are not climbing anything. You look at that woman over there. She's clearly trapped in an invisible box." Okay, you guys need one more success here before these goblins are going to pull another prank. You can see that your allies are almost finished unfreezing the rudders of your sled.
Just looking through
All right,
everything and trying to figure out something.
Atlas has one. He's gonna create a teeny little fog cloud. So I'll spend the spell. Kind of around him where it's, or maybe right here. Like he'll just like a teeny little fog cloud, and then he'll have another one kind of like appear where he is, and then he will dismiss this fog cloud as he bamfs to that one, and then dismiss the other one.
Oh, that was really cool. They all look with amazement in their eyes.
Yeah. That takes a lot of resources, sadly. That's a phase step in 2 spells.
Yeah, I was going to say they all begin to clamp, and that is a success. And the mephits begin to wiggle their fingers, and the rest of the ice begins to fall off of your rudders. And one of the mephits flies forward and drops to a height of 5 feet and stands right in front of Akia. And in common, they will say, "We will forgive your terrible performance this time."
I appreciate that.
Wait, you could speak common this whole time?
Yes.
We are a group of traveling pranksters who enjoys when people prank us or jest us or show us cool things back.
At this
Thank
point,
you for
Gaiman picks up a handful of snow and throws a snowball at the meat.
Ugh. It hits the meat with a surprising alacrity, and it says, "Like that. That was good. I like the cut of that guy's jib. Well, I guess we'll be seeing you around. By the way, my name's Barry." And it puts its hand forward to you, Akia.
Akia hesitates a moment, as they do with anyone that goes to shake their hand, but will, after a moment, extend their hand. My name is Akia number 13.
You shake the mephit's hand.
Yes.
Your hand is buzzed by an electric hand buzzer.
Okay.
It looks to you and says, "Thank you for that. It's been a while. All right, boys. These guys are okay by my book. We'll be seeing you around. Remember, the name is Barry." And the mephits will fly away, having done a small jest with you all.
I wanted to say that was very good, Barry.
That was good. So everyone who took place in that encounter, you 5, please take a point of DM inspiration for playing with the mephits.
Can I gift mine to somebody? I'm full up.
Yes. If someone needs a to fill up, totally doable here.
So wait, do we all get one?
Yeah, everybody gets one. Just for playing along.
All right. Well, if someone's at 1, they can put themselves up to 3 then.
Yeah, I'm all full now.
Yeah, I'm full now too.
Question for the group: who sits down into the sled first?
Probably.
Or this is a better way to do this.
now.
Can everyone roll a d20?
All right.
Akia's just looking at their hand.
Ooh, I thought I was gonna get.
As it got buzzed.
Oh, please let
just
high be good.
afterwards. Just walking around, absent-mindedly thinking about their hand just getting buzzed. Like, what in the world? They're very distracted.
Okay. Well, Akia, as you go to sit down in the sled, your butt parts make contact with a soft cushion that lets out a large toot sound.
Big cushion. Wow. That's a practical jokesters.
Akia will just slump over.
Where did they even get a whoopee cushion?
Next, we're gonna find fake vomit or fake poop.
Rubber spiders.
Yeah.
So,
A can of peanut brittle full of slushies.
full of the jumping
Yeah,
jumping
the
snake.
snakes. Yeah.
Yes, we got one of those for my son, and he hated it. He was so sad after he opened that.
Oh.
This reminds me of when I first met human children.
I don't know if that was Matthew saying it or it was Akia.
I'm assuming it was a Kia.
Yeah, Lotus will actually empathize with you. It's like, yes, I've known quite a few human children back on my world who are a lot like them.
Well, heroes, if you wish, you can push out back into the snow.
Oh.
Okay.
I think Alicia will just make the comment, didn't they look like little old men with wings?
I still think they look like angry Twingas.
They are anywhere close to the cuteness that the Chewingus had.
Chwenga, get angry.
The Chwenga looks to you and begins to pantomime the actions that Gaiman takes when he rages. So it looks like this 6-inch tall man trying to become a Super Saiyan.
See? No, you don't see it.
No.
Thank you, little one, for trying.
It looks sad that it did not grow larger or gain any powers.
Yeah, Lotus will dissipate the disguised self and just say like, can't believe I let myself suffer such an indignity.
Yeah, I put a lot into that second trick.
At least they liked yours.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Akia. I really felt like I was trying to scale a sheer cliff. That's what he was trying to do, right?
I think it was.
Okay.
It took me way too long to figure out something. I was actually going to attempt to make my head disappear. And Alicia will take out the scarf that they have and will say glamour as they kind of wrap it around their head so that it looks like a backdrop of snow.
Yeah, you guys just see Alicia's head
Alicia.
just pop.
Oh, that's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, it took me way too long to think of that. And then we'll take off the scarf.
Akia had been talking to people. They're just gonna go back to crafting while traveling.
Yeah, it's like Lotus will walk up to Watto and say, "You did not see me as a mime, okay? That didn't happen."
Don't worry. I can think outside the box.
Oh, you two are just made for each other.
Yep.
Or
I
if
guess he's just gonna mime his own business.
or if I give you one DM inspiration to use for a monster. For that.
I'll take it. Okay. Well, heroes, as you are mushing your team of strong, hardy dogs through the frozen wastes of Icewind Dale, a hush falls upon the land. The wildlife and the wind have fallen eerily silent, and a tense stillness has permeated the air. The snow beneath the sledge is crunching louder. The dog's breath pops out in plumes that hang in the frozen air, and those of you with heartbeats can hear them echoing in your ears. You all can see from, like, maybe a bird's eye view, a single snowflake drifting down from the cloud-covered sky, landing on the gloved hand of Blarton. Then another, and another, as they soon begin to fall in a flurry, gently dusting your shoulders and caps with a layer of fresh snow.
Can I use?
Go ahead.
Can I use Druidcraft to predict that there's going to be a blizzard?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that. Yeah. So I create a harmless sensory effect that predicts the weather for the next 24 hours. So he holds open his hand, creating like a fake looking or mystical looking snow globe. What does he see inside?
You see what appears to be blizzard your way, coming soon, very soon.
Soon TM.
In the next 5 minutes.
Weather's gonna get really bad, really fast. We should find shelter for the dogs and us.
Something primal in everyone's guts begins to stir at that knowledge as this precipice of danger is announced. As a ominous storm cloud filled with red lightning that is dropping snow in a hurry. He's heading your way.
Divine curse.
Your companions each glance over to you, hoping to gain some determination. You all know what you must do. This is a battle against the elements itself, against a
Skill
force
challenge.
of nature. Yes, you all have to tighten the grips on the reins themselves, giving the dogs a command. The sleds are kind of lurching forward, plowing into the rapidly thickening snowfall and the lightning crackles. The blizzard of Icewind Dale is snapping at your heels. Give me one moment here, guys. I'm trying to find our ice map with the doggos. Here we are. Okay. And let's put on maybe some Danger Noodle music.
Danger Noodle. That's a new.
I think some people call snakes Danger Noodle, which why not? Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so here is the first stage of the encounter. The world is blurring around you in a whirling white dance. You can feel the cold snapping into your bones. The dogs are pulling the sleds with newfound determination, their muzzles lowered against the icy onslaught. You must navigate this curtain of frost or be lost in the storm. So everyone, this is a skill challenge. So I'm just grabbing everyone real quickly. Oh, we don't need Watto. I just wanted to throw us all into initiative so we can keep track of this. So there is a set DC for this challenge. We need to end the round with 3 successes. If you do not end the round with 3 successes, something may happen. There are 3 secret skills that have a lower DC. Are there any questions before we begin this skill challenge?
Is this one where magic can give us like advantage on certain checks?
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to spend your resources to gain advantage on checks, that is 100% possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there is a consequence of failure, and I will inform you all of that if that happens. So I will begin, and we will have Lotus begin here. So Lotus, in this skill challenge, how are you going to help your party succeed getting through this blizzard?
Let's see here. Let me think of how I would flavor this. I imagine that Lotus is probably going to run up here. Let's see here. Make sure all of the. She would like to make sure like all of run up and then make sure like all of the harnesses are tight. Make sure that all dogs are going forward are still able to maintain course even in the rough weather. I'd like to attempt acrobatics.
Sure. Yeah, to do that all very quickly, please. Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and spend a DM inspiration roll with advantage.
And your DM is doing the thing where he pops out the chat log but keeps the combat tracker in because it doesn't work the other way. It's fine. It's fine. We can do it.
All right,
Ooh, a
10. Let me go ahead and spend my Faxpiration. Try to bump that up a little bit. Ooh, 12.
Okay, a 12 is going to be a failure, unfortunately enough. You will get snagged in some of the lines of the dogs. So you are getting tripped up on your way back. So we will have to hope that Akia, who is next up in the challenge, can pick up the slack. Akia, what do you do?
All right. I'd like to use history to see if I can recall any buildings or outposts that had been built out in this area before that we might try to find shelter in.
Sure.
And I'll use a DM inspiration.
You guys got him. Why not?
Oof.
Oh, okay. Okay, a 9 will be a failure. So that is
I just panic a little.
2 failures. Yeah, you are not. Nothing is coming to mind at the moment that you can think of when it comes to
I'm not
these
actually thinking
structures.
of anything. I'm just panicking a little. Just kind of.
No pressure, rest of us.
So, Alicia, there's you can see that Akia is panicking. Lotus is getting like caught up in some of the rigging.
Oof. I have 2 things that I was thinking of. Wait, oops. Well, I am getting the benefit of dark vision from Danica. I'm thinking maybe that's something I can do later. I think seeing the kind of group panicking a bit, but hoping that doesn't also trip up the dogs as well. I think Alicia is going to spend a first level spell slot for Bless and is going to cast it on the 3 lead dogs for each sled to kind of give them a little bit of a bolster in ability so that they can kind of keep the rest of the dogs in line as we're kind of like trying to trudge along.
Sure. And you guys can see that lightning bolts are actually striking the ground around you. And I would say you can, with your bless here, giving the dogs kind of improvement. You could either make an animal handling check with advantage, or you could do a raw just wisdom check with advantage.
Alright, you said either animal handling or wisdom. It's gonna be the same either way, so I'll just do the animal handling at advantage.
Okay, animal handling is one of the secret skills.
Ooh, nice.
A 22 is a success. The dogs all push forward, dodging and weaving out of the way of the lightning that is crashing into the ground. The lightning flashes red as it strikes into the snow. It is quite terrifying. You guys are at 2 failures, 1 success.
In case they're making any deck saves, that has a D4 on it.
Excellent. Avalas.
Oh, well, now I gotta change what I was gonna do.
Oh shit, my bad.
It's all right.
That's a good point. Repeated checks are made at a DC penalty, so the DC would be higher for repeated checks in a skill challenge.
But
Yeah,
animal handling is lower. It's one of the few skills though. So it's a lowered skill, but it did get higher.
Yeah. So to give myself advantage, what spell could I cast that isn't animal oriented anymore? Would you allow me to cast Moonbeam ahead of us and use it almost like a flashlight because you can move it and help with perception?
Yes, I would. That is very creative spell casting so that you guys have a clear line of sight. You have advantage on perception, and perception is one of the secret skills.
Oh, yay. So second level spell slot used, and perception with advantage, and let's see what happens.
We're going to test this map here. We've got lightning, we've got moonbeams. A 24 is actually going to be a critical success. So that's going to be 3 successes for you guys. If Gaiman can do a success here, or simply just not fail, you guys are going to move out of stage 1. Good job from Avalis there. So getting you guys to 3 successes. But it looks like Gaiman is AFK for the moment. Gaiman, are you back? Oh, well, I guess this is going to be the perfect, maybe cliffhanger, where we'll have Gaiman start out the round next time. Hold on, I got to look at his active effects because it says that he may have a Bane on him, so I got to remove that. He's not baned. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we wait for him to come back?
Or you could just say, "Oh, look, you just forfeit the turn, and it just it's a bye." And
I don't know what do you guys think Gaiman would do? Do you think he would? I have a good idea of what he would do.
I'm just gonna say it's probably something athletics related. But I don't know. Rolling if he's not here.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's probably for the best. We will just have Gaiman start us off next time, and I'm going to even put that in the chat. Start the skill challenge with...
Or end of round 1 Gaiman goes. Because this would be round 1, right?
Yep. And I will pin that, so even if I delete chat, that is still going to stay up. Perfect. All right, well, I am going to delete chat to make sure we still have good performance. I'm going to pop us back over to the start page, and thank you guys for all playing tonight. Yesterday was my birthday, so it was really fun to play D&D yesterday, and then to play D&D again with you guys here today. I really love playing with the Rime crew. You guys are awesome. I really loved the roleplay that we started out the session with, and I liked your interactions with the people in the Selkie, the Shivering Selkie Inn, and Gaiman making the decision to steal the sword. I may have saw that coming. More yes songs.
That's going to be interesting.
So, everyone, if you have any critiques, criticism, or ways that I can make the session run better, please let me know publicly or privately. Otherwise, we will be back here next week to finish, well, hopefully this skill challenge, and find these ingots.
About time. We're actually doing it. We're actually doing it.
Yeah, it's happening.
Woo! I love it. All right, everyone. Well, I hope that you guys have a good weekend. And if you are a person that celebrates Mother's Day, I hope that you have a good Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And thanks for running.
My pleasure. Oh, and Gaiman, did you come back?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. We were just saying that you were going to start off the end of round 1 next time to see if you guys come out on top, or if the next stage is just going to be a little bit harder.
Gotcha.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend. I will see you guys next week.
All right.
All right, thanks for the game.
Bye, everyone.
Night, guys. And thanks everyone for
everybody.
tuning in. Catch you next time.
Night.
Right. Not everybody.